Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Bible Crossroads, where we dive into the good book and come out with a little more wisdom and a whole lot more joy. Today, we're tackling a topic that's near and dear to the heart of Jesus, servitude. But hold up, before you click away thinking, I don't need another lecture on helping others. Let me tell you, this one's going to be fun. Life throws us curveballs. We all face moments of uncertainty, stress, and hardship. We get caught up in our own routines, worries, and dreams. The hustle and bustle of daily life can sometimes make us forget the world around us. It's easy to forget the simple joy of serving others. Yet in those moments when we step outside of our own concerns, we find something truly magical. There's something truly special about putting others first, about lending a hand without expecting anything in return. It's in these acts of kindness that we find a deeper connection to humanity. It's in those moments of selfless giving that we discover a different kind of happiness, a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from making a difference in someone else's life. This joy is not fleeting. It stays with us, enriching our lives in ways we never imagined. Think about it. When was the last time you did something nice for someone else? Not because you had to, but just because. These spontaneous acts of kindness often leave a lasting impression on both the giver and the receiver. Remember the warmth you felt inside. That feeling is a testament to the power of serving others. It's a warmth that radiates from within, touching every aspect of our lives. That's the joy of serving. It's a joy that transcends our own needs and connects us to something bigger than ourselves. It reminds us that we are all part of a larger community, a global family. Serving others fosters a sense of unity and belonging, making us feel more connected to the world around us. Serving doesn't have to be a chore, a burden we bear with gritted teeth. It can be a joyful experience, a chance to spread kindness and make the world a little brighter. When we serve with a genuine heart, the act itself becomes a source of joy. It can be a joyful experience, a chance to spread kindness and make the world a little brighter. Every small act of service contributes to a ripple effect of positivity. And the best part? It doesn't require grand gestures or heroic feats. Simple acts of kindness like holding the door open or offering a seat can make a significant difference in someone's day. Sometimes the smallest acts of service can have the biggest impact. These moments of connection remind us of our shared humanity and the power we have to uplift one another. So, how do we tap into this joy of serving? How do we make it a regular part of our lives rather than an occasional act? How do we move from a place of obligation to a place of genuine delight in giving? It starts with a shift in perspective, seeing service not as a duty, but as an opportunity. Let's explore the answer together. By embracing the joy of serving, we can create a more compassionate and connected world, one small act of kindness at a time. Remember the story of Jesus washing his disciples' feet? It's a story that has been told for generations, a story that continues to inspire and teach us about the essence of true service. It's a powerful image of humble service, one that transcends time and culture. This act of washing feet was more than just a physical cleansing. It was a profound lesson in humility and love. Imagine the scene: the Son of God kneeling before his followers, performing a task usually reserved for the lowliest servant. This was a radical act, one that turned societal norms upside down. It's a moment that speaks volumes about the true nature of leadership and the heart of God. True leadership, as Jesus demonstrated, is not about power or authority, but about serving others with a genuine heart. Jesus, the King of Kings, chose to serve. He didn't come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. He chose to humble himself and care for the needs of those around him. This act of humility is a powerful reminder that no task is too small or insignificant when done with love. And he did it with love, with tenderness, with a servant's heart. Every action, every gesture was filled with compassion and care. This wasn't a chore for Jesus, it was an act of love. He saw the needs of his disciples and responded with a heart full of compassion. He wasn't obligated, he was compelled by compassion. His actions were driven by a deep love for humanity, a love that knew no bounds. This powerful example teaches us that true service isn't about status or recognition, it's about love. It's about putting others before ourselves and serving with a heart full of grace. It's about seeing a need and responding with grace and humility. Jesus showed us that the greatest act of service is one done with love, humility, and a genuine desire to help others. Now, let's be honest. Serving others isn't always easy. We're human, we get tired, we get frustrated. We might even catch ourselves grumbling under our breath when we're asked to do one more thing. The Bible talks about grumbling too. Remember the Israelites wandering in the desert? They grumbled about the lack of food, the lack of water, the challenges they faced. But their grumbling didn't solve anything. It only made things worse, creating a spirit of discontent and negativity. We all grumble sometimes, it's part of our human nature. But we don't have to let it define us. We can choose to combat grumbling with gratitude, to focus on the good instead of dwelling on the negative. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Colossians, writes, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." These words hold a powerful message for us today. When we serve with love in our hearts, when we see our service as an act of worship to God, it changes everything. Serving with a joyful heart isn't about forcing a smile or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the good, on the blessing of being able to serve, on the joy that comes from making a difference. It's about remembering that our service, no matter how small it may seem, matters. It matters to God, and it matters to the people we serve. Practical tips for serving with a smile. Serving with a smile is not just about the physical act of helping others, but also about the attitude and heart behind it. So how do we put this into practice? How do we ensure that our service is genuine and heartfelt? How do we cultivate a heart of joyful service in our everyday lives? It starts with a mindset shift, focusing on the joy of giving rather than the effort involved. Here are a few tips. First, remember that small actions can have a big impact. You don't have to move mountains to make a difference. Simple gestures can brighten someone's day. Look for small ways to serve those around you. It could be as simple as holding the door open for someone or helping a neighbor with their groceries. Offer a helping hand, a listening ear, a word of encouragement. These small acts can create a ripple effect of kindness. Little acts of kindness can go a long way. Second, think about what brings you joy. What activities make you feel alive and fulfilled? What are you passionate about? Identifying these can help you find meaningful ways to serve. Find ways to serve in areas that align with your interests and talents. When you use your unique skills and passions to help others, the experience becomes more rewarding. When you're passionate about what you're doing, it's easier to serve with enthusiasm and joy. Your genuine interest will shine through and inspire others. And finally, don't forget the power of prayer and reflection. Ask God to give you a heart that's sensitive to the needs of others, a heart that's eager to serve. Reflect on your actions and seek guidance. A heart that's eager to serve is a heart that finds joy in the act of giving. Pray for the strength and grace to serve with joy, even when it's challenging. Remember, serving with a smile is about spreading positivity and love, no matter the circumstances. The power of a positive attitude. Our attitude makes all the difference. When we approach service with a positive attitude, it not only makes the experience more enjoyable for us, but it also impacts those we serve. A cheerful disposition can brighten someone's day, offering hope and encouragement. Think about it. Would you rather receive help from someone who's grumpy and resentful, or someone who's kind and cheerful? Our attitude can be contagious. When we choose to focus on the positive, we create a ripple effect of joy and goodwill. Overcoming obstacles to joyful service. Of course, there will be times when serving feels like a chore, when we'd rather be doing something else. We might face difficult people or challenging situations that test our patience and drain our energy. That's okay. It's in those moments that we need to lean into our faith to remind ourselves that we're not serving in our own strength, but in the strength of the Lord. When we feel overwhelmed or discouraged, let's take a deep breath and remember why we serve. Let's remember the joy that comes from giving, from making a difference in the lives of others. And let's not be afraid to ask for help when we need it. We're not meant to do this alone. The rewards of serving with gladness. Serving with a joyful heart isn't about seeking recognition or reward. However, there are inherent blessings that come from living a life of service. When we focus on others, we experience a shift in perspective. Our own problems seem smaller, and we develop a greater sense of gratitude for what we have. Serving others connects us to our communities, strengthens our relationships, and gives us a sense of purpose. It reminds us that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. Serving as a reflection of God's love. Ultimately, serving others is about reflecting God's love in the world. When we serve with joy, we become conduits of His grace and compassion. We become His hands and feet, extending His love to a world that desperately needs it. Imagine a world where everyone embraced the joy of serving, where we all looked for opportunities to help one another, to show kindness and compassion. What a different world it would be. It starts with each of us, with a decision to embrace the joy of serving. A call to action: embrace the joy of serving. So, my friends, let's make a conscious effort to serve others with joy. Let's ditch the grumbling and embrace the opportunity to make a difference. Let's look for ways to brighten someone's day, to lend a helping hand, to share God's love in practical and tangible ways. Remember, it's not about grand gestures, but about the small, everyday acts of kindness that can transform lives, including our own. Let's make serving a joyful part of our lives, a way of life that reflects the love and grace of God. Finding fulfillment in servanthood. The joy of serving isn't a mystical experience reserved for a select few. It's available to all of us, regardless of our background, our circumstances, or our abilities. It's a choice we make each day, a choice to look beyond ourselves and see the needs of others. When we serve others, we not only bless their lives, but also enrich our own. We discover a deeper sense of purpose, a greater capacity for love, and a joy that transcends our circumstances. Let's choose to serve with glad and generous hearts, reflecting God's love in all that we do. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.